welcome to this week's Ripple Effect podcast from Timberlake Christian Church. My name is Mary Green, and I get to work with kids. And this is Brian Sevits, and he does all kinds of things here at church. And this is Dawson Sevits.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a busy couple of weeks around here. In fact, our sponsor for the week is cleaning spray. And we just had a church work day on Saturday and got a lot of things cleaned out inside and out, and just kind of doing some of that, going through cupboards and looking at piles of things and wondering when we've used them and if we can get rid of them. And it reminded me of a couple of weeks ago when we had Easter breakfast, and the children plan the menu and help serve and set up rooms and do all that stuff for Easter. And after the breakfast was over, I was helping in a classroom because, of course, we were short on teachers, it being a holiday weekend. And a security person came into the classroom and said, "Where's Dawson?" And I was like, I don't know. I was like, the last time I saw him, he was helping clean up tables. And I was like, I don't know. I think he's probably in the worship center. And Dawson was missing. Where were you?
In the kitchen helping clean up.
He was still cleaning up. There was a couple of my faithful volunteers who were still washing dishes and trying to figure out where to put things away. And Dawson just hopped in there and worked alongside them. And every time they had a question, he had an answer. He knew where things went and what to do with things. And so I'm just so grateful that we have work days, and we have people like Dawson who are willing to jump in and give of themselves and help out. So thank you, man.
It's second home, right?
That's what
That's
I
what
sometimes
they
call
always
it.
say.
Mm-hmm.
They do a lot of their homeschool here, and
Yeah.
yep.
That's what I thought once that security man left. I thought, boy, he knows his way around this building. He could be just about anywhere.
Well, we had a lot of people in there Easter Sunday, and so me and another one of the security guys just kept scanning because we're like, he has to be here somewhere. We're like, he is not here, but
he was working in the kitchen. So thank you if you came and ate breakfast and supported the children's ministry, and we appreciate Dawson and all of our kids who helped make that a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian preached this past Sunday.
Yep.
Always a treat when you get to do that. And tell us a little bit about your sermon.
Well, we were continuing in 1 Corinthians, still in chapter 1, just really talking about an overview of the way the church was designed and ways that we've gotten off track or maybe don't always reflect that design. Mm-hmm. And then how do we get back to what God intended? That's what I hoped to accomplish Sunday. And one of the things I was talking about was literally we were on a roller coaster that it didn't get off track, thankfully. It didn't jump off the track, but some things went wrong. And Dawson happened to be the one with me on the scariest ride at the park. Not really scariest to me, but you said it was, right? Scariest one you had ridden?
Yeah.
I think any ride is the scariest if you get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it wasn't the scariest. I think the scariest I've ridden is Outlaw Run.
Yeah, that's what I said too, so you agree with that. Maybe it's Preston thought the other one was scariest, but the Time Traveler, if you weren't here, we're not going to tell the whole story, but Dawson and I got stuck on Time Traveler for probably an hour from start to finish, and had to be let out of our seats with fancy tools that come and I don't think they completely unbolted them, but it was a big process. And Dawson was brave.
So my joke about the day before was I hadn't ridden it in a while. So my joke was, well, at least my heart is beating now. I was half dead at some point.
You definitely know you're alive, don't you? When you go through something scary like that. That I feel like that would be most people's nightmare, to be on a ride like that where you're stuck, you're away from where you get on and off, you wonder if people know you're out there.
I said some people would have a hard time even stepping out on when we got off the ride, we had to, walk on these walkways where you can look down and see.
Yeah.
It's like metal grates almost. I said some people would have a really hard time just stepping out onto that thing.
Yeah.
But I figure if you're riding Time Traveler, you've got a certain level of adventure in you. So.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So would you ride that ride again?
As long as the one before us hasn't broken down, then I will.
Yeah.
That's fair. Can't
Yeah.
say more than that.
But anyway, in the sermon Sunday, if you weren't here, you can always go back and watch our sermons. I said we're gonna continue this series through 1 Corinthians all the way into August. And there's some weeks like Mother's Day and stuff where we'll take a break from it, but it's not a real long book, and yet there's so much that reflects us and things we go through that when Daniel was laying out the series, he kind of brought this to us, and we're like, yeah, we feel like it's worth taking that long to go through 1 Corinthians. So
yeah, that's good. Top 3 for the week. Actually, we have 4, but we'll talk about 3. The first one is next week the office will be closed. That's the week of April 22nd. We are going to a conference together, and so don't ring the bell because nobody's going to answer it. So
the things you can always do are contact an elder. If you know their contact info, you have a directory, you can do that. If there was an emergency, you likely, if you're an attendee here,
have one of our
cell phones or Facebook message us or something. It's not like we'll be completely isolated, but we're trying to focus on
learning together.
Yeah. So if it's not an emergency, give us those 4 days, and then we'll be back in the office. Actually, we'll be back Thursday afternoon, at least some of us. So, yep.
Yeah. The other thing that makes this a little bit tricky about us being all gone next week is also the last Wednesday night of Wednesday night programming for this year until fall. And so that's Wednesday, April 24th. That's the last Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8. And then we take a break during the summertime and come back again in the fall. And then the third thing that we is on our top 3 is White Oak Camp material. And so that includes next weekend, the 26th and 27th is YOW. If you have a teenager that wants to work at camp and with younger age groups, there's a training on April 26th. There are brochures in the church lobby, or you can go to www.whiteoakchristian.org and scroll to the bottom, and there's a brochure that you can print off. That's next weekend. Next weekend on Saturday is Camp Work Day, where we get lots of stuff ready for the next camp season. And that's Saturday the 27th, starting at 8:30. And then just a quick reminder that if your child is attending a full week of camp, May 5th is the deadline to get the cheaper price. May 6th, full weeks of camp go up by $10. So if you're wanting to save a little bit of money, then make sure that you register either with a paper form from the church lobby or online. And both of those are available. The fourth thing in our top 3 is on Saturday, May 4th, is Mental Wellness Connect. And that's a program here at the church that the counseling ministry puts on that helps people who are involved in all kinds of different ways of helping others. And they have like a fair type thing with some learning and some information and some fun things. And that's on May 4th.
And that info, if it's not already there, I think Cheryl posted it, but if it's not already there, we will make an event online on our Facebook page. I'm pretty sure it's already there because I've seen people sharing that, and the Ministerial Alliance shared it, I believe.
Yeah.
But if it's not, we'll make sure it gets posted and on our website so that you can read more details than what we're able to give you here about that.
Yeah. That sounds good. So make sure you make note of those things, and we just want to let you know that our spotlight for today is Dawson. Sevits. He's here with us today. He's already said this place feels like a second home. So tell me 5 things that you think most people don't know about you.
I don't know about this one, but I climb everything.
He climbs everything. That's a good one.
I'm very adventurous.
Yes.
Do everything.
Yes. Which probably goes along with that climb everything.
Yeah. I'm homeschooled.
Homeschooled.
Okay.
And church schooled.
Yeah.
Sometimes homeschool happens here.
Most of the time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite food?
I have lots of favorites.
What are we having tonight?
Tacos.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
I say that's it because if we ever, like if we're going out, they almost always pick Mexican.
No sushi?
No.
I got one more thing.
Mm.
Or 2 more. I can't remember what we're on.
I think one more. What about your instrument?
Oh, I'm learning piano.
Ooh, yes. I like that.
He just finished the primer level and got his certificate.
Good job.
Yep.
What's one more thing?
I think you did 5.
4.
Okay.
I think one thing that maybe you don't give yourself enough credit for is you are extremely helpful.
Yeah.
You like to help others, even when you're doing schoolwork or you're here at the office. You're always running errands for us and bringing us stuff that we've printed on the copy machine. And, you know what I'm saying? You're always willing to stop in and help me think of some fun things to do. And I appreciate the fact that you're willing to just jump in and, like, cleaning up after Easter breakfast or doing stuff.
One of the things that I helped with was last year cleaning up the van after our trip.
Yes. Sometimes it's handy to have a small person who can squeeze between the seats in the van to vacuum out and clean up trash. You did do that. I appreciate that too.
And I got a Walmart card for it.
I'm telling you, sometimes helping out is good. So, if you haven't met this young man, make sure you look for him on a Sunday or a Wednesday because he's worth knowing. And thank you for being willing to be on the podcast with us today.
You're welcome.
So I know we're in the middle of planning for camp and planning for Summer Blast. You usually go to camp.
Yeah.
Favorite thing?
I don't know.
At least you didn't say lunch.
The
That's
beach.
usually.
What about
Do you
the
like
beach?
swimming in the pond?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Dawson's also one of my good memory work persons in the summertime. You memorize scripture verses so that you're ready to hide God's word in his heart. Are you looking forward to Summer Blast?
Yes.
Yes. We also always have fun with Todd, don't we?
Yes.
Yes.
He's the one who thinks of the craziest things.
Todd does think of the craziest things. He's helping us get some stuff ready for camp that I can't wait for you guys to all try out and experience. But yeah, in Summer Blast, we have men that help Summer Blast. And there are times when I send Todd out with some suggestions of what the game should look like because it would tie in with our lesson. And when I go out to bring them back in, they're doing crazy things. But everybody likes being crazy with Todd.
Mm-hmm.
So as we were thinking about this summer theme, our verse for camp this summer is from James. It's James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, and it says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. And I love those verses that remind us that hard things happen in life. Everyone has hard things. And you should be grateful because you're alive and hard things are happening. And when we get to exercise those things of trust and relying on God and knowing that it's not about me, it's about what plan God has for my life, it continues to grow us and mature us and make us complete. And our theme for camp this summer is survivors, and we're using those verses. But there are so many of us that survive all kinds of things, hard lessons in our homeschool, or family relationships that aren't quite what we would like them to be, or financial pressures, or job-related stresses. And all of us have these hard things, and those hard things can drive us to Jesus. And we can test God and see that He is faithful and He keeps His promises and He provides for us and He loves us and He wants to spend eternity with us. And as we continue to turn to Him and take our eyes off of ourselves and our troubles and instead look and appreciate the ways that He is helping us through those difficult times or walking alongside of us and keeping us from feeling alone, we can know that we are not alone and we are growing and exercising muscles and becoming mature and complete so that we are not lacking in anything when we stand before Him. And so that is the blessing for the week that I would like to leave with you today, that no matter what hard thing you're going through, it is short and momentary, and God is with us and is faithful, and He will bring us through to the other side, complete in Him. So have a great week, and we'll see you next time.